People do not disrespect you because they are inherently malicious. They do it because they are subconsciously reading your internal script. These are the invisible, subtle signals you send that tell the world exactly how much mistreatment you are willing to tolerate. Today, we are not going to talk about how to fight back or argue. We are going to unmask the hidden psychology of why people test your boundaries, the subconscious mistakes you are making that invite it, and the exact psychological shift you must make to permanently rewrite how the world treats you. If you are ready to stop apologizing for occupying space, let us begin. Human beings like to believe we are highly evolved, rational creatures who judge others based on character, intellect, and merit. It's a comforting lie. Beneath our civilized surface, we remain deeply tribal, predatory primates. Every time you interact with another person, an unspoken, subconscious assessment occurs within the first 3 seconds. Before you even finish your first sentence, the other person's primitive brain has already calculated your social value, your psychological strength, and your level of self-respect. They're looking for a specific vulnerability. They're checking to see if you are carrying what psychologists call a low-status script. This script is an internal operating system built on the fear of rejection, the need for approval, and a deep-seated anxiety about occupying physical and emotional space. When you carry this script, you do not realize you are broadcasting it, but everyone around you feels it. They see it in the way you immediately step off the sidewalk when someone walks toward you. They hear it when you use 3 paragraphs to explain a simple decision. They sense it when you laugh nervously after expressing an opinion, as if to say, "Please do not be angry with me for having a thought." The disturbing part is that people do not consciously plan to mistreat you. They're simply reacting to the data you provide. Robert Greene noted that the world treats you the way you treat yourself. If you show up as a servant, people will treat you like one. If you behave as though you are a burden to the room, others will naturally accommodate your desire to be small. They will step over you not because they hate you, but because you laid down right in front of their path. This brings us to a fundamental law of human behavior. Disrespect is rarely an isolated act of aggression. It is almost always a diagnostic test. Think of it as a subtle boundary probe. When a child pushes their parents to see how late they can stay up, or when a predator watches a herd to spot the animal with a slight limp, they are looking for the point of least resistance. Adults do the exact same thing in social, professional, and romantic relationships. They throw out a small, almost imperceptible piece of disrespect, a slight interruption while you were speaking, a sarcastic joke at your expense disguised as humor, a casual disregard for your time. Most people fail this initial test immediately. They do not fail by getting angry or causing a scene, they fail by doing nothing. Or worse, they smile through the discomfort. They chuckle at the insult to keep the peace. They accommodate the person who arrived 40 minutes late without an explanation. When you accept a minor infraction without a boundary correction, you send a clear green light to the other person's subconscious. You have just informed them of your compliance threshold. You have told them, "You can go this far and I will not push back." Machiavelli understood this dark corner of human nature perfectly. He observed that men injure you out of fear or hatred, but they disrespect you out of cold calculation. If they discover that crossing your boundary carries 0 cost, 0 friction, and 0 consequences, their disrespect will naturally escalate. It is a structural law of human relationships. Human behavior is governed by incentives. If someone can use you as an emotional dumping ground, take credit for your work, or treat your time as worthless without paying any social price, they will continue to do so. Why wouldn't they? It benefits them, and it costs them nothing. But there is another problem hidden beneath this. Many people believe that if they just act nicer, work harder, and show immense utility, others will eventually appreciate them and grant them respect. This is the ultimate trap of the people pleaser. It is a psychological delusion. In the economy of emotion, value is directly tied to scarcity. When you make your time, your kindness, and your approval infinitely available, you reduce their market value to 0. Niceness without boundaries is not a virtue. It is a form of social cowardice. It tells the world that you are willing to trade your dignity just to avoid a moment of awkwardness or conflict. Friedrich Nietzsche spoke at length about this specific type of morality. He called it slave morality, a psychological condition where weakness is disguised as a virtue. The person who is too afraid to stand up for themselves convinces themselves that they are simply being patient, understanding, or kind. They tolerate disrespect and call it taking the high road. But let us be brutally honest here. This is where we must face some ego discomfort. If you are constantly finding yourself in situations where people take advantage of you, overlook you, or dismiss your presence, you must ask yourself an uncomfortable question. What are you getting out of being the victim? For many, the victim script is incredibly comfortable. It shields you from the terrifying responsibility of enforcing your own boundaries. It allows you to feel morally superior to those who mistreat you. You get to complain to your friends about how poorly people treat you, gaining sympathy and validation without ever having to risk the social friction of saying, "Do not speak to me like that again." The truth is, you are actively participating in your own devaluation. Every time you swallow your true thoughts to keep the peace, you are telling your own subconscious mind that the peace of the room is more important than your internal sanity. You are betraying yourself. And you cannot expect the world to honor a person who constantly betrays their own boundaries. So, how do you end it? How do you rewrite a script that has been running in your head for years, perhaps since childhood? It does not start with a loud confrontation. It does not start with learning witty comebacks or trying to dominate people with aggressive body language. True authority is quiet, it is heavy, it is centered. Carl Jung wrote that you are what you do, not what you say you will do. To change the social contract you have with the world, you must first change your internal currency. You must shift from a mindset of seeking approval to a mindset of protecting your personal sovereignty. The first step in this transformation is the mastery of tactical silence and the removal of compliance behaviors. Look closely at how high-status individuals operate. They do not rush to fill every empty silence in a conversation. They do not nod frantically while someone else is speaking just to show they are listening. They do not apologize when they ask for what they need, and they do not justify their boundaries with lengthy explanations. When you tell someone, "I cannot make it this weekend," a low-status script compels you to add, "Because my car is acting up and I have to watch my cousin's dog, and I'm really sorry, please do not hate me." A sovereign script simply says, "I cannot make it this weekend." Full stop. No justification, no begging for forgiveness. When you give a lengthy explanation for your boundaries, you are handing the other person a list of arguments they can use to break your boundary down. You are submitting your decision to them for approval. The second step is developing what can be called a high willingness to walk away. This is the ultimate source of leverage in any human interaction. The person who needs the relationship less always holds the psychological power. If you are terrified of losing your job, your partner, or your friend group, you will naturally tolerate their disrespect to maintain the connection. They will sense this fear and use it to push your boundaries further. To end disrespect, you must reach a point of internal development where you value your own peace of mind more than any specific relationship. You must be willing to let people go. When someone crosses a hard boundary, you do not yell, you do not get emotional. Emotional outbursts are a sign of weakness. They show that the other person has successfully disrupted your internal state. Instead, you deploy cold, clear boundaries. You communicate the boundary once, calmly. If they cross it again, you simply withdraw your presence. You stop responding. You remove your energy from their life. When you begin to implement these shifts, you will face an immediate counterattack. The people who are used to your compliance will not like your new boundaries. They will try to pull you back into your old predictable role. They will call you difficult. They will tell you that you have changed or that you are being overly sensitive. This is the final test. If you falter here, if you apologize for your new boundaries, you will lose twice as much respect as before. You must have the courage to endure the temporary discomfort of their disapproval. You must let them be angry. Let them think you are difficult. Their anger is proof that your boundaries are actually working. It is the sound of them losing control over your behavior. When you stop apologizing for occupying space, an extraordinary shift occurs. The social dynamic around you completely reorganizes itself. People who used to interrupt you will suddenly start waiting for you to finish. Those who used to take your time for granted will begin asking for your availability. They do not do this because you forced them to, but because your baseline energy no longer accepts anything less. You have rewritten the social contract. But remember, the world will never stop testing you. Tomorrow or next week, someone new will enter your life and attempt to probe your boundaries. They will try to see if your self-respect is a performance or a genuine reality. If you are ready to permanently step out of the shadow of compliance and take absolute responsibility for how the world treats you, let this be the moment you draw the line. Start with the next conversation. Speak with fewer words. Do not apologize for your preferences. Let the silence hang in the air without rushing to fix it. The journey to true self-mastery is long, and it requires you to face the parts of yourself that prefer the safety of submission over the friction of sovereignty. If you want to continue exploring these hidden dynamics of human behavior and master the dark psychology of social power, join us by ensuring you are a part of this circle. Leave a comment below with the words, "I am no longer apologizing," to signal to your own mind that the old script is officially dead. The world will only value you at the exact price you set for yourself. Stop discounting your worth to keep others comfortable. Stand firm in your space and let the world adjust.